Hi, I'm Patrick, and in this video, I'm back here in Yuma, Arizona, in the Realistic Economy series, day number 52, and I've just picked up a forage harvester. Looks like it's an Al brand. It's heading up to Kingman. And along the way, I'm planning on passing through the new city in Arizona and ATS, Lake Havasu. So let's get on the road. Alright, well, my car just pulled in. You don't see that very often. Not sure where it was going. But obviously I stayed in Yuma overnight and found this job, and came over and got it. On the way over, though, I did stop and fill up the diesel tanks just to make sure I'd have plenty of fuel. This is a kind of a green spot in the desert. Oh, my flashers came on, as they often do, for no reason that I can figure out. Is that a hidden road? Probably should stay in my lane of the actual road. It's interesting. There didn't seem to be any kind of barrier there. And it looks like it may go around and make a loop and come back out right here. Oh no, in the last recording I mentioned that I remember Yuma from the early days of ATS, and I don't remember any of this, which is weird because unless this was part of one of the updates, which it may have been. But before New Mexico was released, I actually had 100% of the map discovered. So California, Nevada, and Arizona were all 100%. I actually kind of rushed to get that done before New Mexico was released, because I knew I'd never get it done if I didn't. That was right. I've never gotten close to 100% again. But over here we got some oil, we got farmland, seeing green crops in the middle of what's desert all around. A little disturbing. You know those crops aren't being naturally watered. Pretty sure. So this is going to be another one-job day. The forage harvester, they're actually going to pay me over $2,000 to get it up to Kingman. So won't have to worry about another job. What is that? Looks like some serious artillery. And looks like the big ear over there. Apparently that was the Yuma proving grounds. Make sure you leave a comment if you remember what the big ear was. And now, of course, we get behind a slower vehicle, but we're going downhill. Maybe I'll be able to overtake him, or maybe not. Maybe I won't have to worry about it. Pretty sure that was a fighter jet that just went over in the distance. Why are we slowing down? Maybe turning, or possibly slowing down so I would have to slow down, so that even though it goes to 4 lanes here, I am so far behind that I can't catch up and overtake. If that truck had continued on at the speed it was going, could have easily overtaken. And this is always wrong because that look at these two cars. Yeah, that was what they call a zipper merge, which only exists on the internet. In the real world, the lane that's ending has to yield to the lane that is continuing. That's why you should always get into the lane that continues as far back as you can. And as always, my commentary should not be taken as actual legal or driving advice. Don't know why that beeper comes on. I was obviously stopping, and stopped with plenty of distance behind that car. Oh. Comes a train. Speaking of trains, I got in my new train, the Cato brand Burlington, what is it? Chicago, Burlington, and Quincy Silver Streak Zephyr. And I'm not going to say I'm disappointed by it, but it's definitely got some problems. First of all, it is the first and so far only locomotive that I have that does not like using the number 4 turnout that I have on my layout, which is kind of disappointing because I had planned on operating it as I've been operating my others, having one on a spur track while the other one is moving, and then being able to switch back and forth between engines. but it has problems mostly with reversing onto it. What is happening is because it's too close to a curve, it's derailing the front truck of the engine. I've found that I can usually put it back on where it sits and then continue reversing. Nice scenery here. The more obnoxious problem is it's loud. It sounds almost like a vacuum cleaner. It's not as loud as a vacuum cleaner, but it's quite a bit louder than any of the other engines. I would say it's almost as loud as the motorized chassis that I used in my Taco turbo train that I converted to N-gauge. At first I thought maybe it just needed oil because apparently they were released quite a while ago, and maybe I got one that had been sitting on the shelf and needed to be lubricated. And it's got little holes where you can get to all the moving pieces inside the motor and the drivetrain, the helicopter down there. But I gave it a good amount of oil, not too much, but a little more than not enough, or maybe it wasn't enough after all, because it quieted down a little bit, but it's still pretty loud. Lake Havasu City is up ahead. I'm guessing we just went by Lake Havasu. It's just a guess. The nice thing, that's an interesting. Not sure what that was. We got a light up here. The good thing about it was that the came with 5 cars, 2 luggage or 2 baggage cars, 2 regular passenger coaches, and that car looked like it was about to try to pull out in front of me, so they got the spooky horn. So a postal car, a baggage car, 2 regular passenger coaches, and a observation passenger car. So, 5 passenger cars can easily cost more or as much as the entire set. And it also came with a locomotive. So I'm not disappointed. The engine works. It goes forward, and it even goes in reverse okay. As long as I'm not trying to reverse onto that turnout. So I'm okay with it. I do wish it was a little more quiet. My other two Kato diesels, the Dash 9 and the Gevo, they can be just as loud, but only if I put them up to full speed. So I don't really think it's a lubrication issue. I think it's just a noise issue, and I looked at several YouTube videos, and I was watching one video and the guy says, "Boy, that's quiet." And as he said that, it came moving by the camera, and it sounded just like mine. So, you know, maybe my expectation for what is and isn't quiet is a little off. I don't know. Watching some of the YouTubers that work on older HO scale engines. I know those old HO scale trains can be really loud. So, yeah. Oh, there goes my loan payment for the day. You know, I've been saying that it's been coming out at basically the same time every day, but I think it might have been a minute or two later than it has been. Is that John Deere? No, I can't tell what that is. First, I thought it was some kind of John Deere dealership or something. But don't think that's what that is. Not sure why that is. That's green. The pin cap that I've had hot glued to the controller that I use for my turn signal stock came off the other day, and I've been too lazy to reattach it. So I'm kind of having to move the controller stick, and I keep reaching for the pin cap that sticks out from it, and it's not there. So I have to remember to actually touch the left stick on that old PS3 controller. You didn't have to slow down that much. just a thought. I haven't made a real decision yet, but I've been thinking about working my way up to Washington and then getting a job all the way back to New Orleans. That would be kind of one of the longest routes that you could take in ATS right now. And of course it would take multiple days. So it would be something. Did that truck just disappear? What just happened? Weird things happen in the desert. Trucks apparently vanish, cars appear from nowhere. There's a way station up ahead. Are they going to pull me in? They did. We're almost in Kingman. And now I'm being pulled in for an inspection. Have your registration, IFTA, and insurance ready for Officer of the Boot. I don't know what a lot of those words meant. Alright, apparently my truck damage isn't bad. I've got the truck damage widget turned off. Probably need to check on that sometime. But maybe later. Yeah, it's just something that I've been thinking about since I'm all the way out here in the west. Kingman has been discovered. I could try that. I could go up to, I think it's Bellingham is the furthest northwest, and then obviously New Orleans is about as far southeast as you can get. Los Angeles, or actually it would be Long Beach, or San Diego. San Diego, and going from San Diego to Chicago, but I've decided that I really prefer to not go to California just yet, which seems kind of silly because I'm out here. Like, I was just in Yuma. I was right on the border. But just something I decided on was I'm going west, but not all the way to California. So that kind of takes the San Diego to Chicago idea away, but Washington to Louisiana sounds like it might be an interesting trip. But like I said, it would have to be spread out over multiple days. I'm not sure if it would take a whole week. Probably would. Might even take 2 weeks. I'm not sure. But I'll be thinking about that. Something I might do is if I do that, I may also do them as I haven't done a limited commentary video in a while. I could do that where I start out with an introduction and then just go into the driving part and not do any commentary along the way. But I don't know, that might get boring for some people. Other people might enjoy it. I know I often put videos like that on to listen to while I'm going to sleep. I go through here, or go through. I guess I go through this gate. There wasn't a fence over there. Could have just gone in over there. Very different situation from most of these drop-off points. Let's see where it wants me to park, but I have a feeling I'm just going to take the just going to take the easy parking. There's a truck stop right across right down the road from here. So after I drop this off, I might go over there. So let's see what I get. Should be a little over 2,000. Yep. And level up. All right. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.